Little wrist. Ready, go.
Countered.
It opened you up way further.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, this
I
is
forgot
not
how
the
big an
lane.
arm wrestler Todd Hutchings was.
What's up, guys? Monster Michael Todd here. We're back in the Monster Factory. I got the Gorilla Corey West, Joe Cagle, the new 154-pound phenom from Arkansas, and we've already started talking about Corey's latest match. It's interesting. Let us know where you guys are watching from, what country, what state. List it down in the comments below. We may be coming to see you soon. So, Gorilla, we are back from Texas, and one quick question. If you could change anything in preparation, mentally, physically, travel the United States with me, what would you have done that you think could have made a different outcome, better experience, 3-0 sweep so I don't look like an idiot?
Oh, I mean, I did a lot of what I thought I needed to do. I felt like I built a bunch of horsepower. I never thought he'd beat me by having a better hand than me, which I kind of feel like he did.
I feel like he
he
controlled your hand better.
Yeah, he just out arm wrestled me. I feel like, obviously, you being gone and not getting to get on a table sucks. I didn't know if it would have a big effect. I feel like it did have some effect just because I felt like my table IQ was a little lower than normal, and then I pumped up.
Table IQ or just being comfortable in the transitions?
Well, it wasn't.
Combination.
I just wasn't thinking as sharp. I don't know. That's because I ate too much food and weighed 440 pounds.
Now you're down to like 420 now, right?
417.
417.
Yeah.
Man,
Just slim 417.
he
dropped
dropped
23
pounds
pounds?
in 4 days, 5 days. Yeah.
I'm break the pancakes up.
Yeah.
Ah.
As soon as he
I
did the
woke
loss,
up
he's
and
like,
beat-
I am eating a salad.
I did. I ate a salad after the match. I haven't ate any. I don't know if I've eaten maybe 50 carbs since then.
Oh, you've gone back keto.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Julie feels terrible right now.
She's like, my
Keto
hair
flu. Yeah.
it's horrible.
But no, I woke up that second night 5 times to pee. Like just fluids just coming out. Yeah.
We don't need to hear about your fluids coming out.
Just pee.
A little bit. Untwist.
Ready, go. I'm gonna try something different.
Untwist a little bit. There you go. Sounds good. A little wrist. Ready, go.
So I'll tell you what was so weird about Todd. I had to come down so low this away.
Yeah.
I didn't, I wanted
Oh,
to, and I felt like if I went under him, he would just crush me.
Yeah, so now the fact that you were low in round 1, it worked great, but round 2, as soon as he closed up high, he was able to get the brakes on.
But I was so low into his hand because my hand was so wide that I felt like there was no way, I wanted to slip, but I was like.
But that was after, the second or third round you wanted to, right? Or did you want to slip
after
early?
No, it was after the second. No, I didn't want to slip early.
I didn't think so. I liked what he said early.
Yeah. It was crazy how much criticism I got for going inside whenever I had success. I mean,
people think that you did something different round 2. You did the exact same thing. He just changed up.
right. And then round 3, I was like, well, maybe I just missed the go enough, if I can out-time him.
Yeah.
And then by the time that round 3 was over,
Or you're blown up pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Pull it out to you.
Tell me what you mean by that. You said you are surprised you didn't think to do what?
So for a long time, I pulled Michael outside defensively all the time because it was the only way I could make the match stop. And then,
One of my segments.
and then we just haven't. I haven't done it in so long that I didn't even think to do it.
Right.
You didn't think to go outside.
Well, I didn't think to pull defensively. The only real defensive match that I pulled was, I think, Todd's second win. And it wasn't really defensive. I just went at him instead of.
Early.
I went at him instead of sideways because I felt like if I could secure my entire cup, that I might be able to over-rotate him and work my shoulder in. But that was another thing he did a really good job of, is keeping me away from my shoulder. Like I could never get connected again enough after the first match to be like just over, shoulder, super close to my forearm, over-rotated, to drive.
Right.
He kept me far enough back that even when I set my shoulder, the connection wasn't
No,
there.
he beat your back pressure. Definitely. All right, so this is a slow go.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I try paying?
That was actually a question, though, that I had, because when you were over here, and also Devin had it, when you were over here, you were talking about going outside. Why didn't you try to go outside?
I did kind of try to go outside, but it was more of a offensive.
You taking up?
Was it because you were pulled down here?
I think, well, there was a couple things. Because of his side pressure and his ability, his power once he's in a winning position, I was a little, I don't want to say scared or intimidated, but I knew that if I gave up that, it might look really bad. Like, really bad. If he surged while I was rotating out.
Were you concerned about it looking bad, or are you concerned about your bicep tearing?
Obviously not the bicep, maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Something was in your head.
Maybe. I just didn't.
I'm not saying that's the reason you lost. I'm saying that's the reason you need to try that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think, I think it was probably one of the worst. Even though I did different things and it wasn't terrible, I feel like usually I'm a little smarter on the table than I was. Whether that be because of his profile or because of the lack of table time or whatever, I don't know. But I didn't, usually I'll be pretty smart about trying to work to this side of the pad, and my
In the middle of the
mind,
match.
and my mind is on that stuff, and it just wasn't.
Right.
And it could have been the moment, and being
It was a big
Hutchings.
moment. It was a big moment. For me, I what you did first round was the lane that I expected you to go. Maybe I even expected you to have a little bit higher, like a protected pronator. When
So
you hit
his fingers were strong. So like in a perfect world, the move would have been and him be flat. But he did keep me in enough that it was more like a cupped in.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like I said, it's the lane I expected, just not in the angle that I expected. And once it happened, I was like, there you go. I mean, and what's funny is I'm having people comment and say, you were never in the match, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, guys, I don't know what y'all saw. Todd didn't miss the go. Todd tried to hit his move. To the point when I asked Todd after, he's like, yeah, after round one, I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. He said, but apparently, and I noticed this in the referee's grip, would you like to cover your thumb? He said, yes. And I knew that at that point, he was going to go knuckles higher and just try to bury down and put the brakes on you. That's what he said. He said, the extra half an inch or an inch was just enough to slow you down. And then once he got you, and I don't think your bicep's weak, but once he got you on your bicep, outside your shoulder, you held on a little longer than I felt like you should have if you weren't going to make counters. Then you took the foul. But yeah, then after that, the pendulum was swaying big time.
Well, the next one. So, and people, like the worst loss I took besides the last one, I tried to go much higher. And whenever he countered,
It opened you up way further.
yeah, it was bad. I was like, that's not the lane, because I don't think I have the ability to get away from this. I would have needed, if I had to do it over again tomorrow, I'd find a way to slip or whatever, and I would have hit that lane that looked so bad, and then when he countered, I would have opened and rotated.
Yeah, because I mean, you're clearly strong enough, and you've done it against me a bunch, right?
Get that extra anchor in the
But
strap.
the anchor point in the strap would have helped. He is a freakishly strong man. He countered very, very well. What happened for me is I forgot how good of an arm wrestler Todd Hutchings was. Because Devin and I went on and on and on about why he didn't arm wrestle better against Elliott. I mean, why would you not at least get to the strap? So watching that gave me a false perception of where his table IQ was. Although I've watched him for years and know he's a very good arm wrestler. I was expecting you to be the guy who would make a change if necessary, and it turned out being Todd. And his experience showed, and he did an awesome performance. But, I mean, I predicted 3-0 sweep. Clearly I was wrong. But, in my opinion, for the people who know, you definitely deserved a shot. You're in the hunt. You're close. I don't know what you need to change in training other than table time, right? Just getting back up. I've been traveling. You got a new job, got a new house. But we knew all these things when you accepted the match.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
I'm good.
none of these are excuses. We're just looking at the outcome and how can we change it to make sure that doesn't happen again. And now we have a whole slew of shit. So if Derek Smith beats Tim Bresnan, he just jumped you and Todd Hutchings and Tim Bresnan. Which I don't know if Tim Bresnan can beat Todd Hutchings. I want to say no, because Marcio beat Tim Bresnan last time they arm wrestled. Todd beat Marcio last time they arm wrestled. And Todd's style is problematic for Tim's style.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that Todd should be ranked higher than Tim, but they haven't had a match, so we can't just justify that, right?
I did ask
But I do
Todd.
think Derek's got a good shot at potentially beating Tim, which throws all this into a whole bag of what the hell.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
man,
Who knows? I mean, Derek's a freak too.
I hope he kills him.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against Tim. I just, kind of like Derek said, they keep grouping me and him and Chance together, and I know Chance and Derek. So I mean, obviously, even if he jumps me, that's fine.
I mean,
I'd rather see him
who
win.
knows? Derek may beat us all. He's 6'8" and 360, 70 pounds now. The dude's huge. He's a giant. I mean, there's a chance that, and he has a very complete skill set. What I've seen in the past is he just lacked the horsepower. If he gets the horsepower up to match his table IQ, he's been hard to beat. But yeah, I mean, so right now, Todd said it in a recent interview. He felt like it was, Devin, me, Dave, Jerry, and then he was kind of the gatekeeper right there. Like, he's the guy that, to get to the Ultra Elite, you had to get through him. And he's probably pretty accurate. And he can give any one of us a good match. I mean, he's strong enough to give us all. I mean, look, he potentially parallel pinned Devin first round. He stopped Jerry's shoulder press cold in one of their matches. I don't know how he fares against Dave Chafee.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, the
It's a
thing
weird
is,
pressure.
it's a different pressure, but he is, I know in practice I've seen Dave run through him, and by around match 5 or 6, Todd starts putting the brakes on him. So you never know.
Yeah. I thought it was funny how much hate I got for the shove. But it really wasn't.
They're like, oh, that was a shady move. Dude, his elbow did not come off the back of the pad. His elbow came off the side of the pad.
Yeah, I mean,
he was going sideways, and his elbow, he couldn't keep his elbow to pad.
Sideways towards what? Oh, the freaking pin pad.
I've been you multiple times like that. Like, out of
Let's
weird
not get crazy. Let's not say multiples.
whoa.
Like maybe never. But well, there was that one time when I came back from Dubai. but
it was a desperation move because my hand was gone. But I mean, in reality, everybedy's like, oh, he took his hand. No, I had to give my hand because my arm was behind my shoulder anyways. And in order to get some pressure off of my arm so I could set it and shove.
Yeah, you had to push.
Yeah.
You didn't even shove that way. You just made it look bad. You shoved this way because he went straight up.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, because it doesn't matter, but they're saying that, oh, his elbow came off the back pad when he's pinning you. Yes, off the back of a 9-inch pad. You know what I'm saying? They were WL pads. They're supposed to be 7x7s. Irrelevant, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the fact is, if you had Michael Todd syndrome. You can't keep your elbow on a 9-inch pad. You got problems.
But we did that breakdown yesterday, and he was like, if I could shove you off the pad every time, I would.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, it's part of arm wrestling, but none of that was in the moment. It was a different. angle that you could attack with. And I honestly wanted to correct Ryan Bowen in his video. Like, he didn't shove him off the back. And then he tried to say, well, technically it was 3-1. No, technically it was 3-2. Because the man couldn't keep his elbow on the back. You know? If you don't have rules, if you're not going to use the rules as, I mean, it's the rules.
I really hated, and this may sound bad, but like I knew I didn't have a hand left, and that last match, like it was a desperate. I just tried to turn and set it because I was like, if I can create a wedge and he has to pull this much further out, can he pin me without going off the back?
Right.
So as bad as that sounds, I didn't have anything left to try. But in my head, I was like, if I just had something left, I would make him prove that he could pin me without going off the back way out here.
Right.
But I didn't.
Either way, it was a great match. I'm excited to see what's next. I mean, I'm assuming you want a piece of this left real quick.
You ain't ready.
I know. Well, as long as Joel gives me a good start, good setup, and you go on the second go, we're good.
Joel Cagle,
Look at
multiple
the red
state
man.
champion here in Arkansas.
Back towards
Back towards Michael. Get it in the center, ref. You know, oh, that was good. I like that.
Come down off the knuckle just a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just push us back to center.
Come back towards Michael right there. Untwist. Ready, go!
All right.
Edit that out. Dang. All right, one more though. I really thought I was going to get your hand that time. You like gas to the funnel, baby. Gripping low in the top roll. What do you think?
I like that. Let's consider.
Oh my God! I'm about to light that blow up.
Come back towards right there. Ready, go!
Yeah! Oh, that was so nice.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, that is our thoughts and recap on the Gorilla versus Toddzilla. What's next?
Retirement.
Retirement. Eating challenges. OnlyFans. OnlyFans.
Eating challenges on OnlyFans.
Now there you go.
There you go. That's a good one right there. All right, check it out.
Right there.
All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. You got anything, Joe?
Hey, awesome to be in the Monster House. Arkansas arm wrestling. Let's go.
Arkansas arm wrestling, baby. Now it's time to get swole. Got a little Moab Total War. Workout's 15 minutes away.